right, this is a drawer that I have been dying to declutter. This is where I keep all of my highlighters, bronzers, and blushes. Let me just pull you in a little bit. Hello guys. All right, so these drawer organizers that I have in here, they're actually from an old jewelry box, and they just like organize my makeup so perfectly. So if you have old jewelry boxes, see if you can pull out the drawers from them. This is my happiest drawer because it's just so organized. But okay, let's get started. All right, on the side here, I have two e.l.f. palettes, and I have the blush palette, and their like bronzer highlighter palette. I actually don't like this. I know that I used this in a video, but once I started using it more, I was like, actually, this is kind of a junky product. So we're gonna pass this along, and I'm gonna keep this because their blushes are really nice. And then I have the NYX highlighting palette, which is a gorgeous highlighting palette from the drugstore. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something with like funky colors or just normal colors, or if you're a makeup artist. It's just really, really nice, and the glow that it gives you is quite beautiful. And then back here I got this from BoxyCharm. I never really reached for it just because the blushes and the bronzer, except for this one in the middle, they're like way too sparkly for me, so I'm gonna pass this guy along. Never really use them. Okay, so these are Chanel blushes, and Chanel blushes are one of the most beautiful blushes that you can buy. If you're looking to invest in like a really beautiful highlighter, then if you're looking to invest in a really beautiful blush, then I recommend the Chanel ones. They're like this shape, so you actually get a lot of product in one. But yeah, I'm gonna keep these. I mean, I just love them. I have a bunch of the Tarte blushes. I got these as a Christmas gift, and then one as like a Sephora gift. Actually, it was my mom's, but I stole it from her. But I'm gonna keep these except for two that I know I don't use too much. So I don't really use this color much. So that one's gonna go. And nope, that one keep. This one keep. I use this so much and I travel with this one so much, but I broke it. I had to fix it with alcohol and I did a really bad job. And then we have, let me see. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get rid of this guy. This guy's a bit sparkly, so I don't love that. So two blushes gone. I'm gonna get rid of this NYX cream blush. I don't think it's their best formula in cream blush. NYX makes blushes that are like this, which work a lot better. So I'm going to keep this one and pass this one along. We have this Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is a really crappy product. It does not show up at all on my skin. And this product's really highly scented, so I'm sure with someone with sensitive skin, they might break out from it. So, I mean, I don't break out from it, but I just don't like it. It doesn't even show up on my skin. So this is gonna go away. Then we have this cute little one from Jouer. All right, and this color is just gorgeous, so I'm gonna keep this guy. We have the famous Milani Luminoso. I'm gonna keep him. And then the Essence Satin blush, I broke the packaging, that's why there's tape on it, but this is an amazing affordable blush. Like, not just because it's affordable, it's just a great blush. So I think it's like $4 or $5, so I highly recommend it, and the color is just beautiful. I'm gonna keep that. But I am gonna pass along this Essence blush. Doesn't work that well on me. The color is just too light, so I'm gonna pass him away. Continuing with the blushes, I have quite a few. So now we have the Glossier Cloud Paints. I'm gonna keep these. These are really good products. They're just a little bit messy in my opinion. So I just went ahead and took the box out of the drawer because it was too hard for me to like be sitting in that position that I was in. But okay, let's continue with the blushes. So now we have MAC Peaches. MAC blushes are also amazing blushes, highly recommend. So I'm gonna keep that guy. This is one of my favorite blushes ever. It's the Estee Lauder. The writing's rubbed off, I can't even read it. But this is one of my favorite blushes ever. It's from Estee Lauder. So keep. Then we have this is a Sigma blush, very nice, gonna keep that. Then we have this blush by Pop Sugar. So I don't really like this because you can see it's like bronzer mixed in with highlighter with blush. I just feel like these products are very hard to use because if I just want to use the blush, it's so hard to grab. And then the highlighter always gets into it, so I don't really love that for my blush. So I'm gonna pass this guy along. Then we have the Wet n Wild Color Iconic. My friend actually gave this to me because she didn't want it anymore. But I never found myself reaching for this, so I'm gonna pass this along too. Hopefully the next person that gets this will enjoy it. Then we have the e.l.f. Duo blush. They're both matte. This is a very nice product from e.l.f. And this bronzer is much better than the bronzer in the bronzer palette. Oh wait, sorry, I'm keeping this. Let me leave that here. Alright, so now we have the iconic Orgasm blush. And this is actually called their Foreplay Cheek Palette. So these are actually the 3 colors that make up NARS Orgasm. And I know that everyone says NARS Orgasm is like such a universal color, but there's just something about it that does not look good on me. Like, I'll wear it and then at the end of the day, I'm like, I just look weird. So I'm gonna pass this along. I think maybe that it's this color here or the yellow. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't work on me, but it works so beautifully on other people. So I'm gonna pass this along. I hope whoever gets this really enjoys it. That's it for blush. Oh, I did a good job decluttering. Look at this. Back here, all the blushes. Oh, not this one. These are all the blushes that I'm getting rid of. I did a good job. So now moving on to bronzer. I have this section right here for bronzer. So I have the Laura Mercier Bronze 02. This is one of my favorite bronzers, hands down. It's so beautiful, especially when you're doing like effortless no makeup looks. I highly recommend. Not enough people talk about it, but gorgeous. So I'm keeping that. Then we have my second favorite bronzer, which I actually like this as a contour color. This is Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Love it. I'm gonna keep this. And then we have MAC. What is this? MAC Give Me Sun. So I avoided buying this for so long because I'm like, it's so orange. It's not gonna look good on me. And then my friend had it, and I would always like try it on when she would come over. And I was just like, crap, I really like this, but like it shouldn't be working on me because it's so orange, but it does work on me. And I like using this as a blush as well. This is a gorgeous bronzer. I mean, I'm sure you've heard about it before. MAC Give Me Sun. Highly recommend, even if you're pale like me. And then I have this L'Oreal True Match. I bought this because Carly Bible used to use these as her bronzer. So this is like when I first got into makeup, I bought this, but I really never reach for this anymore, so I'm gonna pass that along. And then we have the famous Hoola Benefit, and this color does not work on me. I know I used it a lot. Again, this is something I bought when I was first getting into makeup, but I have to be really tan for this to look good, and I'm usually not tan, so I'm gonna pass this along. I'm sorry. I know, it sounds like blasphemous. I got rid of NARS Orgasm, Hoola Benefit. It's like all of these cult classics I'm getting rid of, but I'm gonna pass these 2 along. And then we have this little guy from NYX, and I bought this because Nikkie Tutorials used to use taupe from this like line of blushes. So I was like, oh, okay, let me try that. But I just bought the complete wrong color for myself. This doesn't work, so I'm gonna pass this along. And then we have the gorgeous Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. There's no way I can get rid of this. Just the packaging alone is beautiful. The bronzer is beautiful and the highlighter is beautiful, so I'm going to be keeping that. So, wow, I'm so proud of myself. I'm getting rid of so much. Now moving on to highlighters. So here we have the Mary Luminizer Balm.com. This is a classic. This is one of my most favorite intense highlighters. It looks very wet on the skin, so I'm going to keep that. Then we have, I have 2 Ofra highlighters here. This is from the Nikkie Tutorials like collection. This color is a bit too white on me, so I'm gonna pass this along, but I am gonna keep this one. The Ofra highlighters are one of my favorite highlighters, hands down. Then we have another cult classic, MAC Give Me Sun, MAC Soft and Gentle. So this is another highlighter where it's just like, looks great on everyone else, but it just looks horrible on me. I don't know what it is, but like I try it and I try it and I try it and it just does not work on me. So I'm gonna pass him along. Even though I feel like, how can I get rid of him? He's a cult classic, but it honestly just does not work on me. So we're gonna say bye to Soft and Gentle. So here, this is the Anastasia Starlight. I think this got discontinued, but I don't know why. This is such a beautiful highlighter, especially for people with lighter skin tones. Even though it looks silver, it's like somewhat gold and like iridescent. I don't know, it's just beautiful. I wish she would bring this back. I do know that she brought back the gold one. And the formula as well. It's just like a beautiful highlighter that doesn't like emphasize texture. Then we have the Laura Mercier Highlight 01. Another gorgeous product by Laura Mercier. If you're looking for a natural highlighter, I highly recommend checking this out. It is just beautiful. For lighter skin tones though, I don't think it'll work on someone that's too much darker than me, but if you're like around my color, it's beyond beautiful. And I'm sure she makes this in other colors as well. Moving on with the highlighters. So here I have the Maybelline Master Highlight. This is actually a beautiful blush topper. I was using this all the time when I first got it, so I'm gonna keep this. I really like it. Then we have the e.l.f. Moonlight Serenade Highlighter. This is gorgeous, like absolutely beautiful on the skin. So I'm going to keep that. And then we have the Ofra Bliss Highlighter. Again, I said I love Ofra highlighters, so I'm gonna keep that. I have a little guy of my Laura Mercier. I'm gonna keep this obviously for traveling. So nice. And then we have the Kiko eyeshadow, which I use as a highlighter. And before I like used this up, the pattern was just like absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to keep that. And I'm a big fan of using cream products, so I love my cream highlighters. And my absolute favorite cream highlighter is the Glossier Halo Scope. I basically feel like this is a, can you see on camera? This is basically the cream version of my favorite Laura Mercier highlighter. It's perfect for school, for work. It just gives you that glow from within look. Highly recommend. It is just stunning, and I have the color Quartz. Then we have the Marc Jacobs deodorant highlighter. Not really sure what this is called, but this is another beautiful highlighter. A bit more intense, so I'm gonna keep that. Then the Benefit WhatsApp. I use this in my no makeup look. This is an intense highlighter, so maybe it wasn't great for my no makeup look, but it is beautiful. I'm gonna keep that. The color just suits me really well. Then we have the NYX Dose of Dew. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for the Glossier Halo Scope. However, I still prefer my Glossier Halo Scope, but I'm gonna keep this guy just for reference. And then we have the Lancome Click and Glow. This swatches beautifully on the hand, but I don't feel like it translates that well onto the skin, so I'm gonna pass this guy along. Oh my goodness. Okay, then we have the Chiate Dewy Stick, and this is basically like makes you look wet. It's very weird. I thought about maybe keeping it to try out one of those like glossy eyelid looks, but I'm gonna take it out of my highlighter section because I never use it on my face. I don't really enjoy it that much. So I guess I'll put this in my eyeshadow section and try it out. Yes, so I'm keeping these four. Again, Glossy Halo Scope to die for. Highly recommend if you're looking for an everyday highlighter. And we just had one more section left on here, and these are some of my cream products. I do have a highlighter kit back here. This is the Casey Holmes collab with Smashbox. I'm pretty sure this is limited edition, but I'm just gonna keep this for like body highlighter so I don't waste my other highlighters. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that for that reason. Then the Catrice Prime and Fine, nothing special. I guess I should get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of this guy too. It's way too orange. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. He looks super orange. And this Tarte is super messy. It like broke and then I had to put it back in. So I'm gonna get rid of him, but the color is nice. And then I have the Maybelline foundation. So this is one like literally I've used a lot of it, but it does not last that well on the skin. If you guys have any recommendations for cream contour or bronzer, I would really appreciate it. I'm looking for a good one. I'm not in love with mine, so please leave me recommendations down below. I'll really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get rid of these. I already said I'm keeping this. And then we have the Orgasm Illuminator. My mom got this for me, but again, Orgasm just does not look that good on me. So I'm gonna pass this along, even though it's really pretty. I am really impressed. Do you see everything that I declared here? Okay, we're good. Okay, so now I need to get down again. So now this next section that I have here, I just have some like palettes and bronzers that don't fit up here, mascaras and powders. Okay, so let's get started. Here I have the Glamour Dolls Giant Ass Bronzer. I never reached for this. The color doesn't suit me that well, but it is super affordable if you are interested. But I'm gonna pass it along. I literally never reached for this. And I think it's just because it's so big, like I can't put it with my bronzers that I never think to reach for it. So I'm gonna pass this guy along. Then I have the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. We have Champagne Pop, Prosecco Pop. The blushes from Becca are absolutely beautiful, so I'm gonna keep this like literally just for the blushes. I love them. Becca highlighters are a bit too intense for me, but yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Then we have Chanel Teint de Soleil, beautiful cream bronzer. But again, like the size and the packaging, it's just a little bit too big, a little bit too inconvenient. Obviously, I'm gonna keep it because it's Chanel, but yeah, packaging's a little bit annoying, but beautiful. Then we have the NYX contour palette. Highly recommend if you are a makeup artist. It's a good range of colors and the formula is wonderful. I usually hate putting powders underneath of my eyes, especially banana powders like this, but these are not too drying, surprisingly. So I recommend this. Then we have this gorgeous Ofra Pro palette here, which has one of my favorite, it's magnetic and I'm so weak, I can't even open it. This is one of my favorite highlighter colors like ever. This is Ofra Rodeo Drive. It just suits me so beautifully. So I'm gonna keep this, and this is just like a really pretty palette, but I highly, highly recommend this Ofra highlighter right here. Now for powders, the Glossier Powder, amazing. The packaging is amazing. It's not like a messy powder that when you close it just like goes everywhere. I highly recommend this powder actually. It's really, really nice and it does not make you look too cakey somehow. So keep Laura Mercier translucent powder. Even though it's drying, it's like such a classic. I have to keep this. And I recently just purchased the Becca Aqua powder. I still haven't made up my mind about it. But it is very cool though. Like it feels like legit water on your face. Yeah, very interesting product. Then we have the cult classic our CMA powder. I'm gonna keep this guy. It's so cheap and affordable. Highly recommend if you're looking for a translucent powder. And I actually have this translucent powder, which I don't like as much as the RMCA powder. So I am gonna pass this along. Okay, and then we have the Cover FX powder. People love this powder. I haven't really tried it, but I'm gonna keep it because like really everyone loves it, it seems. Now we have my powders in the back. Hourglass powder is just beautiful. However, it did break while I was traveling, which is slightly disappointing since this is a travel size. But it is a good powder. Then we have my NARS. What is this called? Well, it's their like foundation powder, but you cannot travel with this because the powder breaks so easily. So you can see here, and then my mirror broke easily, and you know I'm superstitious, so that freaked me out. So beautiful powder, just not great packaging. But I mean, I'm gonna use that up. Then the Laura Mercier Smooth Finish powder, also a nice powder. I do like the NARS one a little bit more, but it's just so not travel friendly that it kind of annoys me. Then I have the Bare Minerals powder. I actually got this for free at my first beauty con, so that was like before I was even invited. This is like they were giving one away to all of the guests and they color matched you, which was really cool, so keep that. My MAC, what is this? MAC light powder, good setting powder, gonna keep it. And then I have this Maybelline Fit Me powder, which is beautiful. It has a little bit of sheen to it. I think it might have gotten discontinued though, but I'm going to keep it because it is a good powder. And I like the sheen in it. Even though it looks like it has sparkles, it doesn't show on the face. And then here I have a pressed translucent powder. I'm just going to keep this for like traveling purposes. So I'm going to keep that. Wow, not a very good job, Sabrina. Baby, won't you keep your distance?